Hey, what's up, everybody? It's a little short on time this week to tie, so I'm going to tie a quick and dirty fly. Dead simple and super effective. We like to call it the dirty worm. Squirmy, wormy fly, and it doesn't get much easier to fish or to tie. So we'll go ahead and tie that up. Before I get started, just want to mention, if you can, please like and subscribe. And also, if there's any flies you want to see specifically, please go ahead and mention them in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. All right, so materials today, obviously the worm material. I think I got mine off either eBay or Amazon. I have a huge hank of it, lifetime supply in pink. But your local fly shop should definitely have it by now. It's super, super popular. And then for the body, I just use fluorescent fuchsia laser dub. And then for a thread, I'm using uni 6/0 fluorescent fire orange, but I don't really think it matters as long as it's either going to match your dubbing or provide a nice hot spot. What is important is you use a little bit thicker thread. You know, normally a small nymph I would use 70D or 50D thread, but today the 6/0 is much better because it doesn't cut into the material as much. All right, so for a hook, I'm using a 400 BL jig hook and a size 12, 12 or a 10 usually on these. I use usually use a 3.5 to a 4.5 mil bead, with 4 probably being the most common. So today I'll tie it using just a metallic pink 4 mil tungsten bead. Sorry, normally I have this all ready to go. Alright, so size 12, 400 BL, 4 mil metallic pink tungsten bead. I really don't think the color of the bead matters. Often I'll do gold or bright orange as a kind of a hot striking point. So first thing, base of thread all the way down, and then I like to wind back up. So normally I go maybe two shank lengths, or like maybe 3/4 of an inch or so hanging off the back. So I'll take a piece that's maybe, I don't know, 1.25 inches, 1.5 long, and I'll err on the side of long because obviously you can trim these. And I'll start it just behind the bead, not touching, like there's a little gap there. And I'm not doing very tight wraps, pretty loose wraps, and I'm stretching the worm material. So definitely not cranking down at all. When I get to the back, let go and see how it's sitting. So again, loose wraps. This is going to spin on the hook shank. If you go crazy and crank it down real tight, you can end up with problems, and honestly it's still going to spin around the hook shank. So the way I'm going to protect this body is with the dubbing, and this is not a super durable fly. Like the most I've gotten was maybe 10 fish before I took it off. I probably could have got a couple more, but you know, what do you expect for cheap material, quick and easy tie? You know, you can crank out a dozen of these in half hour pretty easy once you get up and going. Okay, so next, get a little bit of laser dub, and the key is a very tight dubbed body, and that's where you're going to get a little bit of durability for this. So not a lot of fibers, and I spin it nice and tight. Don't worry if the worm material spins, we'll twist it back. Okay, so try to keep the body tight and thin. Thin's going to sink better than thick. And you can taper it up a little bit to get kind of a better transition to the bead, or you can keep it flat. I'm going to throw in a little bit of a taper. A little bit more. Okay, so you can leave it just dubbing, and you could tie it off at this point, or you can put in a little thread color hotspot. Either or, for the sake of doing it. I'll throw in a little thread color hotspot right behind the bead, and I like to put a little bit of super glue on the thread just prior to the whip finish. And that is it, the dirty worm. So we're at six and a half minutes, and I babbled on a little bit at the beginning, so you can probably crank these out in 3 or 4 minutes if you get up and going and in the groove and everything's ready. Give it a go if you haven't tried them yet. It's a very effective fly when other things aren't working, or if you just want to piss off your fishing partner who's a purist. It does the trick either way. Thanks for watching. Again, please, if you can, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.